Okay, so here's the first thing to know. Developers may not be aware as to what kind of recruiter you are. So they may not know whether you're an in-house recruiter versus an agency recruiter, or whether you're recruiting for a permanent type of opportunity or a contract opportunity. And those parameters change whether you are lowballing someone or not. So Ivan, I wonder whether you want to have a comment on that.
I would say, like, we will try to discuss today, like, things that apply to both, right? Because, like, I believe both in-house recruiters and like agency recruiters, they are basically judged: is there a hire or not? Is there a result? Like, is there a person now in the seat doing the work or not? And the big difference to coding is that coding is not so result-oriented, actually. I've been a programmer before for many years, and now I run a recruitment agency for 10 years now. And so as a programmer, I can, like, as a former programmer, and many are here are also developers, you will agree with me that it's very hard to judge the output, right? Like, okay, the software is doing what it's supposed to do, but, like, is there documentation? Is there testing? Even trivial stuff, like, are the variable names, like, making sense, right? So that's why, as a developer, you always have this type of work where it's, like, process-oriented also, right? You're, like, rewarded for the process. Did you do like, the right steps? Is the software sold or not, or even used? Well, it's not my problem. It's like the sales team will do it. With developers, with the recruiters, it's very different. And I think in-house recruiters and agency recruiters really suffer from this. That, like, the focus is only on the result. Like, do you make a hire?
How does that sort of impact, you know, how developers perceive recruiters? Do you think it's because the nature of the work is so different in terms of the outcomes that developers can often have a misunderstanding as to what, you know, recruiter behaviors they encounter?
That is basically the problem, right? It's like developers don't understand, like, why these people don't understand the job advert, like, or the resume, or don't have to, like, ask seemingly questions that, like, make no sense, right? Because, like, the work is just different. Like, but as a developer, think of like when you try to sell something on eBay, right? Like, you get, like, you want to sell whatever, your old computer, and it's like 2,000 people, like, messaging you, what's the last price? Like, do you have time to meet? And then they don't show up. Like, that is the reality of, like, selling stuff online, or, like, the life of a real estate agent and the life of a recruiter. Yeah. So that's why it's such a stark difference, right? If you think about like this experience selling something on eBay, this is the life of the recruiter, be it in-house or agency. That's why they are seemingly appearing to you like, I already replied to this question like 2 hours ago, why are they texting me? Yeah, because in the last 2 hours they went to 52 other people, and you just talked to them, like to one person. So
let's switch it a little bit and talk about developer behaviors that kind of annoy recruiters. You know, what is it that developers do that we think, you know, why is this person doing this? Because it's actually not helping them. Maybe we start with you, Ivana. Do you have any examples of developer behaviors that you think, oh my God, not again? And why do developers do this? And you know, how do we as recruiters, you know, I guess develop a better relationship so that, you know, they understand this is not good behavior?
Not giving enough context. Spoke about this before in the break, right? So it's basically like somebody, like I give just an example, like I'm walking, you know, like sun shining around outside, making a break. I get a call from a developer. This is already like, oh, this is serious, you know. They usually never call. It's like, Iwan, I had this interview today with this financial firm. I'm for sure not taking this job. That's the thing, right? You have to ask. Like, just give me the full story without me having to ask. It's like, again and again and again, it's the same story. Or CV, you get just a CV, but not like, for example, in Germany, Switzerland, you need like this reference letters, all this stuff, you know, you have to ask, can you send me the other stuff? Like, asking for the whole context, this is what recruiters like have to do all day long, and they hate that. So going back to this one person, it's like, I will never take this job, ever. I had the first interview, ever, I will not take this job. What happened? They insulted you, something, I don't know, your family decided to move, I have no clue. So I ask, okay, what's the reason? Like, I just hate finance. I'm like, okay, what else? Like, I remember this person works in big tech, they were let go. The only company that can pay this salary, has a smart team, interesting tasks, like systems at scale, is this company. There's no other company around. So I spend time asking, and I'm outside, so I have the nerves, you know, usually I'm very impatient. Actually, if you're an impatient person, you'll be a good recruiter. So I walk around and ask for 2 hours, I'm not even kidding, it's a 2-hour call. And I see no substantial reason that this person should not go on in the interview process. And there was none, right? The person works there for months, like candidate happy, client happy, government happy because they got a shit ton of taxes out of this employment. You know, we recruiters, we actually make the world a better place in the sense of like we connect people that belong together, and the ones that are like a little bit, you know, not fitting nowhere, we ignore them. Like this is the thing, right? Like, so you as a developer, you need to give us the most context so we can make a decision. You know, and not have to ask you 40 times. And very good, like the senior developers that have managed people themselves, they know this, and they actually do it. It's much easier to recruit senior talent or lead talent than junior developers. Because junior developers, they will ask you like 400 things. Oh, do you like, you know, secure my CV and stuff? Like, I'll never, I'm telling you a secret, I will not tell anybody else. CTO recruitment, placement fees north of 50,000 euros, you know? Much easier to talk to people than junior developers. Why? Because they actually, you know, understand phone calls, give you all the context, boom, 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 interview settled. You know, it's hard to find these people, obviously, because not so many CTOs around, but like talking to them is actually easier. Like, I'll not tell this to my clients, otherwise they'll not give me money anymore.
Okay, Iwan, we've got 10 seconds, man, so give us one recommendation to the recruiting audience here.
I mean, just like, think about the other person more. This I would say is like the really like the money quote, maybe like not about yourself but about the other person, like what's the situation of the other person, and then communicate in such a way to like accelerate because time kills deals.